very short story Friends in the Things They Carry is the other half of Dave Jensen and Lee Strunk's story that happens after the events in Enemies, the previous story in the collection. Now, Lee and Dave don't become instant buddies, but they do learn to rely on each other. They decide that if one of them suffers a wheelchair wound, the other will find a way to end it, rather than let the injured man live, and they even put their agreement in writing. But then, a rigged mortar tears Lee's right leg off at the knee. As Rat Kiley begins treatment on the leg, Dave kneels beside Lee. But Lee, confused and panicky, pulls away from Dave, begging, "Don't kill me." Dave promises not to hold to the agreement, but Lee makes him swear on it. Lee is airlifted to get medical treatment. When the company learns that Lee didn't survive the flight, the narrator thinks that Dave looks as if an enormous weight has been lifted from him. Critics praise Tim O'Brien's writing as clean, straightforward, precise, and unsparing of painful details. The description of Lee's injury in Friends provides a good example of O'Brien's ability to capture perilous moments in close detail. The fact of the injury is downplayed. Lee Strunk stepped on a rigged mortar, but what happens next is described in such sensory detail that readers can practically see the lush, tender, painful scene. Lee takes a funny little half step and cusses as if he'd only stubbed a toe. He tries to run, but falls, the severed leg twitching as his heart pumps blood in quick spurts. Lee's mental state is also described in detail. His idea that death is better than a wheelchair wound collapses immediately when tested by reality and is seen for what it is, the bravado of young soldiers. The exchange between Lee and Dave doesn't spare readers. Lee denies his injury being as bad as it actually is, and Dave's gesture, a gentle touch to Lee's good leg as Lee is loaded into the chopper, is moving. But then Dave says, "Go on now," subtly conveying a more realistic grasp of the seriousness of Lee's injury.